Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a number of things have happened. Now, Bakugo Katsuki, the boy who cries wolf. A schizophrenic teenage superhero in training. He was abducted by the League of Villains in their latest escapades to attack and defame UA. Now, Bakugo Katsuki, he learned the whole truth. He also was subject to torture. Now, Bakugo Katsuki learned everything. Izuku Midoriya is renegade. Izuku Midoriya has had a scheme stretching so far back, Bakugo himself doesn't even realize he was a part of it. Right now, Izuku, he told Bakugo, has he made him think he was crazy, or did he actually go crazy? Did Bakugo lose all of his friends, or is this all a part of his imagination? Is Izuku Midoriya really renegade, or is it him? Did he witness all of his friends die, or was he the one who did it? Was he the one who butchered them all? Listen to them scream, cry, and beg. What exactly did Bakugo do? Now, Bakugo, yeah. Deku pushed him way past the breaking point. And whenever Bakugo was released back into the public, he was talking gibberish. Everything he was saying, spouting, everything he was trying to make claims of, everything he said that he wanted to do. I mean, it's very clear that Bakugo, he's a mentally insane individual. And then he was placed into a psych ward. Now, Bakugo is still trying to make his claims. Izuku Midoriya is the villain. He is the psycho. But nobody, they listen to him. Because that boy, he's been through his own things. He's been the subject of villain attacks already. He's been called the villain and seen as the villain by him before. So really, right now, who are they going to believe? Who will the world believe? A perfectly sane, traumatized person, aka Zuku, or somebody who is in a psych ward? I mean, your money, it's anyone's guess. But hey, lean towards the pocket. Now, right now, Izuku, he heard about quite a lot. All Might wants to take them to Island, just to keep them safe for a few days. The entire park will be littered with heroes. And right now, All Might, he's pretty sure these children need a vacation. Now, Deku, he actually does really like this plan. Right now, after getting permission from his mother, the real Deku, he'll go to switch out with his copy. And his copy does go back to helping the League with their plans. And right now, Deku, he wants to be here for this. Right now, he's going to have a chance to steal something that will make the formula he's been using obsolete. Right now, he won't have to worry about the high, or the withdrawals he does get, or the side effect of the black tongue. Well, he was able to curb that for the most part. But I mean, it will help a lot with that. Now, Deku, yeah. Right now, him, Ochako, and Jiro, these are the last 3 remaining Class 1A original members that are not either in the hospital or mentally unwell. Right now, Todoroki is still recovering. And right now, Endeavor, he is still mourning the loss of his wife. Now, right now, Deku, he does sit there on the plane with Ochako. And right now, there actually is Ochako on his left and Jiro on his right. Now, Deku is going through quite a lot. Ochako, she still is worried. I mean, everything going on. All the chaos, the insanity. It just, this, right now, this has been a nice getaway from all of it. Now, UA is funding their entire trip. And right now, when they do get to the park, they'll be given money and allowed to do a lot of things. Now, Deku currently does have a lot on his mind. He's still trying to dig and pick All Might's brain. I mean, everything All Might has in store, everything he wants to do. It seems intriguing. But David and Melissa's shield. Good inventors. People who could definitely work well. Maybe if he takes David's shield, or maybe even take Melissa under his wing, maybe he can have a good technical asset? Yeah, that could be good. There was that girl at UA, but her inventions, everything she made was just so... explosive. He's not going to trust that, especially because she's very keen on proving herself. Then again, the explosives, maybe he could make better use of those some other place. Now, right now the plane will go to land, and after all of them, they do go through the process of getting off of the plane. There is Deku. Him and the two do meet Melissa. Now, whenever Melissa has come walking up, she does introduce herself. And right now there actually is Deku, Ochako, and Jiro. And right now, Melissa, she would actually someone going to give her condolences about the rest of their class. Trying to express about how she's heard for them, it's been a very big challenge. And Ochako right now, it does show on her face the most. Yeah, it's been a lot to get here. Now, there actually is Deku, who somewhat will going to lean over and onto Ochako, him rubbing his arm around her and telling her that right now they have to keep moving forwards. It's what the heroes would do. Right now their classmates, they are in a better place, let's just hope. And right now, fact is, the villains, they're not going to stop coming after them. This guy wants to play a game with them. So, how about they play a game with him? They lead him into the trap that he thinks he set for them. And right now, Ochako, yeah, she will go to someone, smile, and jump up. Her at least talking about how maybe he's right. And Deku, he actually hears Jiro chime in. Izuku's got the right idea. Right now the villains, they're trying to toy with them. So they should make sure the villains, they understand. This does go both ways. Now, Melissa does stare at Deku. And right now, after he does going to bring his arm out from behind Ochako, he would actually somewhat going to bring up his other hand, expressing, Izuku Midoriya. Melissa shaking his hand, and going to express, yes, she's heard about him. He's interesting. Define interesting. Your quirk isn't a physical power, if I'm correct. It's not. I have the ability to read minds. Now, Melissa does stare at Deku, and right now she actually does have a few ideas. That power could work well with an invention. Now, Deku does stare at her, him turning his head, ignoring the fact that he can read her thoughts, asking her what she's thinking about. To which she would actually somewhat going to try and express, it's really none of his concern. I mean, well, this is their time to relax, and maybe, well, they're here for the event. They'll be here for a few days. So take the time to relax. I mean, she's got to go find her dad and Uncle All Might. Now, right now, Deku, he does hear that. Uncle All Might. Okay, so yeah, there is something there that he can use. Definitely. Now, right now we do actually cut to All Might and David's shield. And right now Deku, he is unaware as to the interaction these two are going to have. Right now All Might, he does sit down in his Small Might form. And David, he's trying to inform him as to a lot. Right now, He wants All Might to understand. This device, he's made it specifically for him. He's got it correct. It will help boost and amplify quirks. Right now, with the way his quirk is, wearing down his body, yeah. He might be able to repurpose this into the suit. I mean, but then again, it wouldn't work with the suit. But I mean, with a few other augmentations, his muscle form, it can stick around. I mean, the tech in the suit, it's advanced. But this thing, yeah, there is a different purpose for it. Now, they just try to explain it. And All Might, yeah, he will go to reach down and grab the suitcase before trying to tell David. Right now, he's not really that concerned with this just yet. Right now, he is concerned about the quirk enhancer. He needs to find a way to keep himself around longer. Right now, Renegade, he's done a lot. Now, Dave would try to explain. Yeah, he's heard. Renegade kidnapped and brainwashing students, killing them, and sending them back mentally unwell. Now, All Might would actually go to express to David. What he's heard is just the tip of the iceberg. Over 20 students are dead, and others are still presumed missing. Now, that does somewhat unnerve David right now. He tries to imagine something happening to a person the age of his daughter. I mean, the nightmare that must happen for those parents. It's bad. I mean, the idea of their child being killed it's a horrible thought, but being shipped in a box back to his family? I mean, being filleted alive in his own home? Being turned into a monster? With no will of their own? God damn. Now, it does unnerve David, especially whenever All Might would go to explain. The last report they have on a UA student was quite simple. They got the student's body shipped directly to UA. They found his head with a bullet hole in it. And right now, they don't even realize or even know what type of gun could have been used. Right now, the League of Villains, they are pushing a lot. And right now, the heroes, they are desperately in need for a win. He wants David to help, like the good old days. With Sir Night-Eye, he wants David to help the Hero Association. Right now, they need it. Whenever Renegade and All For One are dead, both of them are down or in prison. Then David, he can come back here. It shouldn't even take more than a few months, at the very least. At least that's the hope. Now, David, yeah. If he gets involved here, he might put his own family in danger. But right now, he may have already just done that. Just by simply being associated with All Might. Knowing him on a personal level. David Shield has already doomed his family, without even knowing it. And right now, Renegade, he does sit there back in his hotel room. The day was nice. Him and Ochako, they spent the entire day together relaxing. They had fun. They went out and had a date. It was miraculous. It was nice. And right now, Deku's sitting in his hotel room. As Jiro, she actually does try to ask him a few questions. And right now Deku does lay there in his bed. As Jiro, she actually is somewhat strumming a guitar she brought with her. Now, Deku would tell Jiro, as she actually does play a few notes, that things have been getting more interesting. He wants to talk with Melissa. He wants to actually get into her mind. See if he can corrupt her that way. Maybe physically corrupt her. Turn her brain into mush. Or maybe, just maybe the simple fact is, he could actually do something better. Now, Deku could have sit up and turned to Jiro, telling her as he was going to open her mouth. Her actually said, I'm going to turn and going to grab 2 tissues from the takeout they got earlier. Now, she actually was going to lean forwards, bring the napkin up and directly onto Deku's nose, expressing, he's still getting the withdrawals. I mean, is he okay? Yeah. Sorry. Listen, I've been trying to kick that stuff. But, seems like my body doesn't agree with me. It still wants more. Of course it does. How long have you been taking it? That doesn't matter. I'm just saying, it might impact your health. Does it matter? I'm winning, aren't I? Now, Joe would look at Deku, frowning, expressing to him, he might be winning, but doesn't he think he's going to hurt himself? I mean, besides, what about everything's going on so far? What about Toga? What does he have planned out for whenever she does finally think about what's going to happen? Toga's smart. He likes to pretend she isn't. But right now, Toga, she has a lot on her own mind. She has a lot that she wants to at least tell him. He needs to actually pay attention and listen to her. Pay attention to what she says. I mean, and then there's actually Ibarra. Besides, Ibarra's a different story. I mean, he's got her so far twisted around his little finger, so long as he keeps preaching about all of that bull. Now, Deku actually was going to bring his hand up, him grabbing Jiro by her throat. And right now he actually was going to stand up and push her off of the bed. Now, Deku was going to force Jiro up against the wall. As right now Jiro, she actually just grabbed one of Deku's hands. He's squeezing hard. Right now he's actually starting to hurt her. Now, Jiro just tried to tap out. And Deku, he actually was somewhat going to lean forwards and tell Jiro, narrowing his eyes. Right now, Ibarra, she listens. She listens faithfully. Right now, Jiro needs to remember exactly where her position is. Does she understand? Now, Jiro, she actually started to gasp for air. And whenever Deku is going to let go of her throat, she actually going to fall forwards onto the ground. And right now, she actually does gasp for air, as Deku does tell her. Does she remember how things work? Now, Jiro's still coughing air. And right now, Deku, he would have bend down on his knees. Him crouching down and telling Jiro. Does she understand how all of it does work? Now, Jiro would stare at him, telling him yes. And right now, whenever Deku is going to bring his hand out, he does go grab her by her face. And this time, while her face, it is still red from... Well, actually, it's not red. It's a little pale from the lack of oxygen. There is where Deku, he does see her smile a bit. And right now, it's one of those crazy smiles. And Deku, he actually does go to someone to pull her back to her feet, before telling her. She needs to have patience. Questioning things too much is where he has problems with her. He already has plans. He already has things he wants to do. And right now, she isn't helping. Now, there actually is over with the League of Villains, where Renegade, he's made an appearance tonight. Right now, though, he doesn't have any schemes. He doesn't have anything in the works. Right now, he's here for a meeting with Overhaul and the Chiha Saikai. Now, Overhaul, yeah. Right now, he is curious about quite a lot. The League of Villains, Renegade in particular. This guy is a fucking psycho, a nutcase. He is impressed. In fact, you could call Overhaul a bit of a fan. The way he does do things. Old school. ship you in a box. Sound familiar, doesn't it? Now, Overhaul does have a level of respect for Deku. However, he does know that he's the type of guy who will go to any length to get what he wants. And, well, Overhaul's interpretation of him, the way he does wave around his hands, act all flamboyant, and constantly keep his body moving, Deku, he has a lot of things planned out. Be unpredictable. Number one way to survive as a villain. But then again, there's this guy. This guy adds a new layer to it. He's always thinking. You may know what he's thinking, but you don't. I mean, he's already had a few thoughts already. But this guy, he's been saying a few things that unnerve him. They reassure him, make him question his own thoughts. So, this guy, he's the real deal, isn't he? Now, right now, while that's all happening, though, we do actually have, with the League of Villains, they have another meeting soon. Right now, they're going to meet with the Chiha Saikai. And then All For One, he wants to talk to and actually look into a few other people. Right now, he wants to talk to the Meta Liberation Army next. They're on the list. And you better believe All For One, he might be checking that twice. Because right now, they're going to be playing nice. Before, well, society, they find out who's been naughty. They find out who needs to be taken out and replaced. Now, we do actually cut back to Deku. And right now, Deku, he does sit there getting coffee with both Ochako and Jiro in the morning. And right now, whenever Melissa does come walking up, Deku would go to express, as both the two were somewhat confused. He had actually invited her here today because he had questions. Now, right now Melissa would go to sit down. And Deku, he actually does do something that both Melissa and even Ochako are both surprised by. Deku asks questions about tech. And this actually does somewhat intrigue Melissa. Deku, from what she can hear, he knows a lot of the basic stuff. And that does somewhat surprise her. She didn't get that impression from him. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.